Good morning, students. Now, today I am continuing with the chapter number 5, that is continuity and differentiability part 2nd. So today we will discuss about derivatives of implicit functions. As you see here, two types of equations are written here: y minus x plus 2 equals to 0 and y minus sin xy equals to pi. So first we will discuss about the first equation. As you see in this equation, it is very easy for all of us to calculate the value of y. If we solve it, the value of y is x minus 2. But if we want to calculate this equation for y, then it is not possible. We will not easily calculate the value of y here. So if we calculate the value of y easily, or we express the value of y in terms of x, then we can say that type of function is known as explicit function. And if we not express y easily in terms of x, that type of function is known as implicit function. So this is the difference between in these two type of function. If we, again I am repeating, if we express the value of y in terms of x, that type of function is known as explicit function. If it is not possible, as you see here, that type of function we can say related with implicit function. Now the question arises, how can we will find the derivative? How can we find the derivative of such type of function, that is explicit function? So I am continuing with the first part. We have to given y minus x plus 2 equals to 0. So y equals to x minus 2. Now we will go with derivative. So we will write d by dx both the side, and it can be written as dy by dx equals to d by dx of x minus d by dx of 2. So when we will solve it, we can say d by dx of y, this is equals to 1 minus 0, because the d by dx of x is 1 and d by dx of constant quantity is 0. So we can say when we will differentiate such type of function, the value of y is x minus 2, we will get 1. So this is the differentiation of explicit type of function. Now we will continue with how can we will do the differentiation of implicit type of function. So first we will write the given equation. For example, if this type of equation is given, or if implicit type of function is given, then how can we will calculate differentiation? The differentiation, first we will write down d by dx both the sides. So d by dx of y minus d by dx of sin xy and d by dx of pi. So d by dx of y, it becomes dy by dx. After this, minus sign as it is, and d by dx of sin xy, it becomes cos xy, and d by dx of xy, and d by dx of pi is 0 because pi is a constant quantity. After this, dy by dx, we will write again minus cos xy as it is, and d by dx of xy we will do with the help of product rule, that is u into v. So here we will write x into dy by dx plus dy by dx plus y into 1. It becomes 0. After this, how can we calculate it? Dy by dx minus x cos xy dy by dx minus y cos xy, this is equal to 0. In these two terms, dy by dx is common, so we will take common. So what is remaining? 1 minus x cos xy, and here we will write y cos xy. So the value of dy by dx is y cos xy upon 1 minus x cos xy, or we can say dy by dx of, for this equation we can say this is the value of dy by dx, which is equivalent to y cos xy upon 1 minus x cos xy. So this is the differentiation for implicit type of function, and earlier I told about the differentiation of explicit type of function. Now the next topic is derivatives of inverse derivative functions. So as per chapter number 2, we know very well y equals to sin inverse x, or you can say y equals to cos inverse x, or y equals to tan inverse x. These are the inverse derivative functions. So how can we calculate the derivative of these type of functions? So I am taking one example here, y equals to sin inverse x. So it can be done as sin y equals to x. Now how can we calculate the derivative of this function? So we will differentiate with respect to x, so that it can be done as cos y dy by dx equals to 1. So the value of dy by dx equals to 1 upon cos y, and we can say dy by dx, this is equals to 1 upon 1 minus sin square y, as per trigonometry identity first, so that it can be done as dy by dx equals to 1 upon 1 minus the value of sin y is x, so that we will write here x square, so that we can say d by dx of sin inverse x, this is equals to 1 upon under root 1 minus x square. So with the help of this procedure, we will calculate the derivative of any type of inverse trigonometric function. Now I am taking one more example related with tan inverse x. How can we calculate the derivative of tan inverse x? So with the help of same procedure, we will do the derivative of next inverse function, or inverse trigonometric function, that is tan inverse x. So first we will write y equals to tan inverse x. Again it can be written as tan y equals to x. Now we will go with differentiation. So the differentiation of tan y is sec square y into dy by dx. This is equals to 1. So dy by dx equals to 1 upon sec square y. So we can say, as per trigonometric identity, this sec square y can be written as 1 plus tan square y. So we can say the differentiation of tan inverse x, this is equals to 1 upon 1 plus x square. So with the help of this procedure, we will do the derivative of any type of inverse trigonometric function. Now I am taking one more question related with this. So it is one of the interesting concept of differentiation. If all the formulas of differentiation are clear to you, then you will solve the derivative of any type of inverse trigonometric functions. Now I am taking one question. This is the question from exercise 5.3, and the question is related with, this is question number 14. You have to give one y equals to sin inverse 2x 1 minus x square. Then how can we solve it with this interval minus 1 upon under root 2 less than x less than positive 1 upon under root 2. So how can we calculate dy by dx for such type of inverse trigonometric function? So what we will do here, first we will put x equals to sin theta. If we will put x equals to sin theta, then it can be written as y equals to sin inverse 2 sin theta 1 minus sin square theta. So y equals to sin inverse, it is 2 sin theta cos theta as per given identity first, and y equals to sin inverse. Here we will write sin 2 theta because 2 sin theta cos theta can be written as sin 2 theta. So sin inverse and sin will cancel and we will get y equals to 2 theta. After this, y as it is, and in the value of theta, we will calculate the value of theta from here. Theta can be written as sin inverse x, so that we will put the value of theta here. And now we will do the differentiation. So differentiation with respect to x, it can be written as dy by dx equals to 2 d by dx of sin inverse x, or as I told earlier, the differentiation of sin inverse x is 1 upon under root 1 minus x square, so that we can say d by dx of such type of function is equivalent to 2 upon 1 minus x square. So this is the way of solving the question related with inverse trigonometric function, and this is the answer of question number 14 of exercise 5.3. Now we will continue with two types of functions, that is exponential function and logarithmic functions. So what is exponential function? The exponential function with positive base b is greater than 1 is the function y equals to fx equals to b raised to the power x, where b is the base and it is always greater than 1. And if we want to plot the graph, we will take different value of x, so that we will get different value of y, and then we will plot the graph of exponential function very easily. The domain of this exponential function is equivalent to real number, and the range is equivalent to set of all positive real numbers. So exponential function and the logarithmic function, the graph of these two functions are we already discussed in our class 11 chapter number 1st. Now we will come to on logarithmic function. When base is greater than 1, again base is greater than 1, let b greater than 1 be a real number, then we say logarithm of a to base b is x if b raised to power x equals to a. Logarithm of a of base b is denoted by, as you see here, how can we denote log base e, and here we will write a. Thus we can say this is equivalent to x if b raised to power x equals to a, and the domain of logarithmic function is set of all positive real numbers, and the range is equivalent to set of all real numbers. And if you want to plot the graph, for example, if you want to plot the graph of y equals to log x, so how can we plot it? As usual, we will put different value of x, then we will get the different value of y, and then we will easily plot the graph of logarithmic function. Same for the exponential function. Here again we will put different value of x, then we will get different value of y, and we will easily plot the graph for this type of function. Now the exponential functions are e raised to the power x, e raised to the power sin x, and e raised to the power minus x. These are some examples related with the exponential functions. And logarithm functions are log x, log 1 upon x, or whole square of log x. Now we will come to on properties of logarithm functions. That is your log base a, p, it can be written as log with new base b, p upon log b a. This first property is also known as base changing formula. Then logarithm with base b, pq, it can be written as log bp plus log bq. And if you see the third property, log base p, p raised to the power n, so it can be written as n log base b into p. So for this property, for example, if you want to write, how can you write this? It can be written as 2 log b5. So this is the example related with this third property. In fourth property, log base b, if x upon y is given, then it can be written as log with base b x minus log base b y. It means, for example, if this type of condition is given, then it can be written as log b5 minus log base b2. And these are some important values. If log 1 is, what is the value of log 1? It is 0. The value of log 0 is infinity. And if base and this both are same, then we can say this is also equivalent to 1 and the value of log 10 is equivalent to 1. So with the help of these properties or formulas, we will solve the question which are based on logarithmic function. Now I am continuing with exercise 5.4 and at present I am doing question number first. Basically this exercise is related with exponential function. How can we will do the derivative of exponential function? So I am taking here one or two questions related to this exercise. The first question is how can we will differentiate e raised to the power x upon sin x. So we can say it is the division of exponential function and trigonometric functions. So how can we start? Let y equals to this, and again we will continue with the divide dx, which is the symbol of derivative, and here again we will write e raised to the power x upon sin x. So if this is, we take u and this is we will take as v, so it means we will apply here division rule of derivative, that is u upon v method. So it can be written as dy by dx equals to whole square of sin x as it is, dy by dx of e raised to the power x, then e raised to the power x as it is, and dy by dx of sin x. It means we can say dy by dx this is equals to sin x into the differentiation of exponential function is again exponential function minus exponential function as it is, and the differentiation of sin x is cos x upon sin square x. It means when we will do the differentiation of given function, then we can say it can be done as, or if you want to take common exponential function, we will take common it and it remains this upon sin square x. So this is the way of solving the question in which exponential function is given. Now I am solving one more question related with this exercise, and this time I am taking question number 7. It is one of the interesting question, and the question is how can we will calculate the derivative of e raised to the power under root x again in under root, and if x is greater than 0. This is given in the question. So again we will start with let y equals to e raised to the power under root x in under root x. For such type of function, first we will write in the simplest form. After that we will go with the differentiation. So the given function can be written as y equals to e under root x. First we will write in this way. After that we will apply here the concept of differentiation, so that it can be written as d by dx of this function. So in left hand side it becomes dy by dx, or in right hand side we will write 1 upon 2 into e raised to the power under root x half minus 1 into d by dx of e under root x. Which concept we apply here? Because we know very well d by dx of x raised to the power n can be written as n into x raised to the power n minus 1 into d by dx of x. So if this concept we apply here, it can be written this way. After this we can say dy by dx this is equals to 1 upon 2 e raised to the power under root x, and the whole power is minus half into d by dx of e under root x. Then we will do, it can be written as e under root x into d by dx of under root x. Now we will rearrange it. When we will rearrange it, we will get 1 upon 2 under root e raised to the power under root x into e under root x as it is, and d by dx of under root x is 1 upon 2 under root x. It means it can be written as 1 upon 2 to the 4 x, and when we will solve these two, it can be written as e under root x in under root, and here we will write 4 under root x. It means we can say d by dx of given function is equivalent to e under root x in under root upon 4 under root x. And here it is given that x is greater than 0. What is the meaning of this? X is greater than 0 because if x is less than 0, then it becomes negative, and negative sign in under root is not possible, otherwise it will convert in the complex number. So this is the way of solving the question which is related with exponential function. Now I am continuing with logarithmic differentiation. So what is the meaning of this? For example, if you are taking y equals to fx and it can be written as this. So how can we will solve the differentiation of such type of functions? So first we will take log both the side. After taking log both the sides, it can be done as log ux. It means u is the function of x and v is the function of x. So as per the property of logarithm, it can be done as vs into log in bracket u is the function of x. Now we will differentiate both the sides. So then we will differentiate with respect to x, so that it can be written as 1 upon y divided by dx. This is equals to, we will apply here u into v method. So v is the function of x. It can be written as it is 1 upon u x into u dash x. Then logarithm function as it is, and the differentiation of vx can be written as v dash x. After this, we will rearrange it, and it can be written as 1 upon y divided by dx. In the left hand side, it remains same, and here we will write v upon u, both are the function of x, into u dash plus v dash log u. Okay. After this we can say the value of dy by dx, this is equals to y into, we will multiply y on that side by cross multiplication method, so that it can be done as v upon u dash plus v dash log u. Again I am repeating here, here v and u both are the function of x. Now we will put the value of y, and the value of y is u raised to the power v, and then v upon u dash plus v dash log u. So this is the way of solving the question which are based on logarithmic differentiation. You have to keep this thing in your mind. You have to take both the side log, and then you will go with the property of logarithm. Here I apply this property. It can be done as log base b, p raised to the power n. It can be done as n log b and p. As you see here, this time the power is v, so we will write v into log and then u. U and v both are the function of x. Now we will relate it. Now we will do some questions which are related with logarithmic differentiation. So I am taking one question here, and the question is related with the example. It is a very interesting question. So I am doing this question, and the question is, how can we will differentiate under root x minus 3 x square plus 4 upon 3x square plus 4x plus 5 with respect to x. So the function is given in under root to us. How can we will solve it? First we will start with let y after let y, we will write this function in the simplest form and we will continue with the logarithm method. So first we will write let y equals to x minus 3 x square plus 4 upon 3x square plus 4x plus 5 in under root, and the simplest form of this function is it can be written as 3x square plus 4x plus 5. We will write here 1 by 2. This under root can be written in power. Now we will take log both the sides as per logarithmic differentiation. Take log both the sides. So we can say this is your log y half log x minus 3 x square plus 4 upon 3x square plus 4x plus 5. Now we will continue with the properties of logarithm. As we know very well, log x upon y, it can be done as log x minus log y. If we are taking base here, then again it can be done in this way. So we will apply same concept in the right hand side. So it becomes log y equals to half log x minus 3 x square plus 4 minus log 3x square plus 4x plus 5. Now again here we will continue with one more property of logarithm. It can be done as log base b x log base b y, so that we can say log y equals to half log x minus 3 plus log x square plus 4 minus log 3x square plus 4x plus 5. Now we have to do the differentiation of this equation. The differential of log y is 1 upon y divided by dx, and the differentiation of right hand side is 1 upon x minus 3 1 upon x square plus 4, and the differentiation of x square plus 4 is 2x, and here we will write 1 upon 3x square plus 4x plus 5, and the differentiation of this quadratic equation or polynomial function is 6x plus 4. Now we will transfer y from left hand side to right hand side by cross multiplication method, so that we can say it can be written as dy by dx equals to y upon 2 1 upon x minus 3 plus 2x upon x square plus 4 minus 6x plus 4 upon 3x square plus 4x plus 5. After this, we will put the value of y, so that it can be written as dy by dx equals to, when we will put the value of y, this is x minus 3 x square plus 4 upon 3x square plus 4x plus 5. Then we will write bracket 1 upon x minus 3 plus 2x upon x square plus 4 minus 6x plus 4 upon 3x square plus 4x plus 5. So this is the way of solving the differentiation which are based on logarithmic differentiation, and it is the example of NCERT book. I have the concept derivative of functions in parametric form, one of the important forms of differentiation. So if we are taking two functions as x equals to f is the function of t, and another function y, this is equals to g, that is also the function of t, where we can say t is parameter. So how can we will calculate dy by dx if such type of functions are given to us? So dy by dt, it can be done as dy by dx into dx upon dt by chain rule. We can say So by cross multiplication, dy by dx can be written as dy by dt upon dx upon dt. And what is dy by dt? dy by dt, if we solve from here, it can be written as g dash t. And what is the value of dx upon dt? If we do the differentiation from here, it becomes f dash t. And we have to pay attention here. The value of f dash t is not equals to 0 here, because if this is equals to 0, then we can say it becomes infinity. So this is the concept related with parametric forms, in which we have to given the value of x and y related with some parameter. It may be t, it may be theta also. Then we have to calculate the value of dy by dx. So we will take the help of this. Dy by dt equals to dy by dx into dx upon dt, or we will directly go with this dy by dx equals to dy by dt upon dx upon dt, and then we will solve it. So with the help of this procedure, we will solve the question which is related with the parametric form. So I am taking one example here. For example, if x equals to sin theta and y equals to cos theta, then theta is parameter. So how can we calculate the value of dy by dx? So how can we give the answer? First we will calculate the value of dx upon d theta, because this time parameter is theta. So dx upon d theta becomes cos theta, and the value of dy by d theta, this is related with minus sin theta. Now we have to calculate dy by dx. So what we will do? We will divide dy by d theta with dx upon d theta, and it can be written as minus sin theta upon cos theta, and this becomes minus cot theta. If we continue this question, and if we want the value of dy by dx at theta equals to pi by 4, that is also possible. What we will do? We will put the value of theta here. This is pi by 4, and we know very well the value of cot pi by 4 is what? The value of cot pi by 4 is 1. So with the help of this procedure, we will solve the question which is related with the parametric form, in which the value of x and y both are given to us with one parameter, and we will solve easily the value of dy by dx. If some point is given to us, then also we will calculate the value on that value or on that point. So with the help of this procedure, we will solve any question which is related with the parametric form. Now I am continuing with the last concept of this chapter, that is second order derivatives. So as you know, y equals to fx, and when we will go with differentiation, it can be written as f dash x. It can also be written as y1 or y dash. Now again, if we do the differentiation, then what we will do? It can be written as d by dx of dy by dx, and this is dy by dx of f dash x. So it can be written as f double dash x or y2 or y double dash. So, and here we will write d square y upon dx square. It means it can be written as second order derivative, and this is related with first order derivative. Now I am taking one example here. If y equals to sin x, then what is the value of second order derivative? So how can we will solve it? Y equals to sin x is given to us. So value of dy by dx is cos x into dy dx of x, and when we will solve it, we will get dy by dx. This is equals to cos x, and when we will do again differentiation, it can be written as d by dx of dy by dx. So d by dx of cos x, it can be written as d square y upon dx square. This is equals to minus sin x into d by dx of x. It means we can say double differentiation of the given function can be written as minus sin x. So we can say if y equals sin x is given to us, then this is the first order derivative, that is dy by dx equals to cos x, and this is equivalent to second order derivative. Now I am taking one more question related with second order derivative, so that this concept will more clear to all of you. And this time I am taking one example related with your book, and the question is, if y equals to a sin x plus b cos x, then prove that d square y upon dx square plus y equals to 0. So how can we will solve such type of questions? How can we will start? First we will write what is given to us. We have to given y equals to a sin x plus b cos x, and when we will do the differentiation, it can be written as a cos x minus b sin x, and now we will go with double differentiation. So a is constant quantity, it remains same, and differentiation of cos x is minus sin x minus b as it is, differentiation sin x is cos x. So d square y upon dx square, that is the left hand side, we will write as it is, and here we will take common minus, so it becomes minus a sin x plus b cos x, and as you see, this is the value of y. If we put equation number first here, so how can we will write? After this we will write from equation first, this double differentiation or second order derivative is equivalent to minus y. So with the help of transform method, we can say d square y upon d square plus y equals to 0. So this is the way of solving the question which is based on second order derivative. So at present I am not continuing with the Rolle's theorems and the mean value theorems, because in this session 2020 and 21 both these topics are removed from the course. So you will do up to only second order derivative, which is related with the exercise 5.7, and with the help of all these concepts you will complete all the question which is related with the miscellaneous 5. So I hope when you will go with these concepts, you will do the questions which are related with the differentiation. Thank you very much.